Starting off in our number 10 spot, we have previous abuse. Unless you have been following the trials, then you may be surprised to hear that allegedly Amber Heard herself has a domestic abuse charge from her previous relationship before Johnny Depp. Apparently, while Amber was dating her then-girlfriend at the time, Tasia Van Ree, she got into a heated argument at the Seattle-Tacoma airport and reportedly struck Van Ree in the arm, which resulted in her arrest for misdemeanor domestic violence. When asked about this incident, a rep of Heard's says she was wrongfully accused and the situation was misinterpreted and over-sensationalized. How does one misinterpret a misdemeanor domestic charge? You either got one or you didn't. Also, if this was in an airport, I'm assuming someone saw it and that's why she was charged. Maybe that's not the case, but could the person that reported it please stand up and tell us if in fact that was a real charge? Tasia has also come out and reportedly stood by Amber, saying that this account was misinterpreted and that she is close to Amber to this day. So maybe it all was just a misunderstanding. Or perhaps if they are still close, maybe she's just covering for her. I guess we may never know. In our number 9 spot, we have the charity scandal. This is one of the darker secrets that I've come across so far. Following her divorce settlement, Amber promised to donate all $7 million to the charity called the ACLU. The ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, is a charity that helps fight for civil rights of Americans. Specifically, Heard's donation was supposed to go to the Women's Rights Branch to benefit domestic violence survivors, as Heard has claimed to be a survivor of abuse herself from her marriage to Johnny Depp. The ACLU allegedly persuaded Amber to write the now infamous Washington Post op-ed. But since telling the world that all of her divorce money would be donated, it was released in court that this is far from what happened. It was revealed that Heard made a direct donation of $350,000 and that through a series of indirect donations from, Johnny Depp and Elon Musk, and they made them on her behalf, her grand total was brought to $1.3 million. What happened to the other $5.7 million, Amber? Hey, look, that's a lot of money, and maybe she just changed her mind or realized, actually wait, I may need that in life. The problem is that she's not being honest about her reason. I think people would possibly respect her more if she was just real with the fact that she changed her mind because, that's a lot of money. But who knows? Maybe not. In our number 8 spot, we have the drugs. 2 weeks ago, the narrative in court was that Miss Heard was highly against Johnny's drug use and she didn't do much herself. But on May 16th, in court, she admitted to doing cocaine, and on multiple occasions, she has admitted to doing mushrooms and DMA. So Johnny can't do drugs, but she can. Makes sense. Amber has also told the tale that she isn't a big drinker, but multiple witnesses have now claimed not only was she a big drinker, but she could also have 1 to 2 bottles a night. Not glasses, bottles. Is it possible that her perspective has been skewed by the alcohol consumption? Quite possibly. In our number 7 spot, we have the James Franco elevator footage. During the trials, elevator footage from multiple occasions at Johnny Depp's old apartment building has been shown. On one occasion, we of course saw Elon Musk come out of the elevator posing the question of, did his relationship with Amber have some overlap with her relationship with Johnny? But along with Elon, we have also spotted James Franco. In this particular clip, we see James get into the elevator with Amber and travel up to the penthouse floor where they are seen getting cozy and trying to keep their backs to the camera. The date of this incident was May 22nd, only one day after May 21st, where Amber was seen having a bruise on her face. James would have first-hand knowledge of whether Amber really did have a bruise on her face, and yet he's staying quiet. Some believe it's because Amber has told him to stay quiet and that she must have something on him, but who knows? Maybe he just doesn't want to be a part of this whirlwind trial. In any case, it seems that perhaps if there is a dark secret here, such as the fact that she had no bruising, it won't be revealed anytime soon. Coming up in our number 6 spot is who's calling the shots? In May 2016, while Johnny was out of town, Amber went with her lawyers to petition for a restraining order against Johnny. Johnny was not there to make his case. Supposedly exposed in a text convo with Johnny, allegedly, Amber's mom told Johnny that the lawyers told her to petition for a restraining order while Johnny was out of town. So Amber took the blame off of her hands and pointed it at her lawyers. The lawyers made me do it. But the thing is, lawyers work for their clients. They can't force their clients to do anything. They can suggest that you do something, but it is up to you to actually actually do it. Also, how did the paparazzi know where Amber was going? Someone definitely called them, so whether it was Amber or not, we don't know. But what's interesting is that apparently Amber exited the courthouse that day by walking out the front doors. Allegedly, there is a back exit for celebrities to leave so that they don't get seen by the public. So why choose the front exit where, you'll be seen? Unless perhaps you want to be seen. The whole situation is quite curious. In our number 5 spot, we have Thanksgiving 2015. In Miss Heard's testimony, that was a horrible night where Johnny kept disappearing with Marilyn Manson to do drugs, and he apparently was disappearing a lot throughout the night. Amber went up the stairs to figure out what was going on when she said something to provoke Johnny, and they got into an argument. These are her words. He then allegedly grabbed her shirt from the top of the stairs and flung her around a little bit. She went to retreat into the washroom when Johnny picked up the wine decanter and threw it at her face. It actually smashed into the art behind her. She then went downstairs and put on a smile and continued at the night. In a recent interview with Marilyn Manson's personal assistant and friend Paula, she told the world that she was allegedly at this dinner with Amber, Johnny, Marilyn, and Amber's friends. She took a video of that night, which shows all of the guests having a really good time. In her description of the night, she said that Amber's claims made no sense, as they all were having a good time that night. She did say that Johnny seemed a little sad that night, but later found out that Betty Sue, Johnny's mom, was in the hospital. She thought it was odd that Amber was drinking and having such a lively time, a little rowdy, and not really paying attention to her man, who was clearly sad. Is it possible that Amber's lack of compassion for what he was going through led Johnny to get so angry that he, threw the wine decanter at her? But wait, wouldn't the guests have heard a loud smash if that story were true? In our number 4th spot today, we have the secret fake punch footage. This is yet another piece of elevator footage from the trial, but in this video, it is Amber and her sister Whitney. This footage was filmed around the time that Amber was allegedly attacked in late May of 2016, right before she went to petition for a restraining order. The footage shows Amber with her sister Whitney laughing it up when Whitney is seen throwing a fake punch at Amber. They continue laughing and get into the elevator. Depp's lawyer spoke about this footage and made a very interesting point. Would the sister of someone who is an alleged victim of domestic violence ever joke to her about being punched? Not to mention, would a victim of domestic violence not even flinch when a fake punch is being thrown her way? The internet was in an uproar about this, as many people made the point that even people that haven't been victims of violence would still flinch. Only very powerful, confident people may not. Is this possibly exposing that Amber wasn't a by Johnny? Is it possible that her sister is a part of her scheme? We'd love to know your thoughts. In our number 3rd spot today, we have the no makeup look. Okay, ladies, can we all just agree that the no makeup look is literally minimal makeup, especially on the eyes, and there's no way that you can pull off this look if you have a swollen face. After being questioned about this in cross-examination on May 16th, Amber claims that she used ice to calm down the swelling on her face after being brutally beaten by Johnny, whom she claims was also wearing rings on all of his fingers, something that he is known to do all the time. So he brutally beat you up with rings on his fingers and you had no cuts? If Amber had cuts, the no makeup look would not be able to disguise texture, and you would see the areas where the cuts were even if they were brown. So I think most of the ladies of the world that wear makeup are very suspicious of this. In our number 2 spot, we have the dog poop. Oh, the infamous dog poop. In the trial, it was revealed that at some point sent a photo to Johnny with dog feces on his side of the bed. She then proceeded to blame it on the dogs. When Johnny was questioned about this, he laughed and said that there was no way that it was the dog's poop, as they are teacup dogs, and if you haven't ever seen a teacup dog, just imagine that they are really small. The feces was supposedly not small. Amber and Johnny's security team from the time testified that it was indeed too big to be from the pups, but alas, a dark secret that I'm sure she will take to the toilet. The grave. In our number 1 spot, we have the I Hit You tape. Probably one of the most famous tapes of the trial. It's the tape where Amber is quoted as saying, "I hit you. I did not punch you. I did not deck you. I hit you. But you're fine. I did not hurt you. You are such a baby baby, grow up, Johnny," with a bit more colorful language thrown in there. In response to this, you hear Johnny saying, "You start physical fights," to which Amber replied, "Yeah, I did start a physical fight," to which Johnny replied, "Yeah, you did, so I had to get the F out of there." If you haven't heard this tape in full, you really need to ASAP, as this tape will certainly leave you confused about whether Amber is telling the truth. I know most of you feel that she isn't telling the truth, but there's still some people that haven't been following the trials closely enough that they still feel conflicted. And so, in this case, you should really listen to this for a different perspective.
A longtime friend of Johnny Depp, Gina Deuters, has a spicy perspective about how Amber Heard actually found joy in the altercations between the couple. Ooh, drama. Let's talk about it. So basically, Gina Deuters, wife of Stephen Deuters, who has been a longtime business partner of Johnny for decades, spoke on the whole debacle in an interview with Page 6. In that interview, she said, "I think there is a part of Amber that believes fighting is passion. It means there's sparks, fireworks in the relationship. Amber is someone who is always used to getting what she wants. She is quite entitled, and I think she made big demands in their divorce. When Amber was denied those demands, I feel she was like, I'm not gonna get what I want, so I'm gonna destroy you." She also called her, and I quote, "a sociopathic show pony," which I'm going to start using in arguments from now on. For a marriage that lasted 15 months, it somehow just gets worse and worse. If only a statement like that could offer some kind of help to Johnny and his legal team. With Amber back on the stand for her cross-examination this week, we are back in the action to witness Amber being put on the spot. It'll be interesting to see if she gets caught in a lie. She's also apparently expected to talk about her past, aggressive relationship with ex-girlfriend Tasia Van Ree. I'm just really hoping we don't have to all awkwardly sit here again through the payoff of all those acting classes. I'm kidding. Hey, maybe there's some truth to what she said. Maybe there's some truth to what she says through those tears. Maybe her dog really did step on a bee, I don't know.
We are currently in the midst of the cross-examination of Amber Heard, and it's getting very spicy. Johnny Depp's lawyer Camille Vasquez is taking all the shots she can at Amber to prove that she is a liar and master manipulator, and one of these shots includes accusing Amber of leaking her divorce to TMZ. During the trial, Heard and Vasquez started talking about Heard and Depp's divorce. When asked about it, Heard said that she tried to keep the information on the divorce as private as possible, but she knew that when she filed the paperwork, media outlets would be able to see the public records. However, Depp's attorney had a different view and accused Amber of telling the paparazzi to be there when she filed for divorce, causing a massive news story for that day. The day that Amber did file for divorce, paparazzi were waiting outside the door to talk to her about what happened, almost as if they knew that she was there to file for divorce from Johnny. Vasquez also played a clip of Heard's previous deposition, where she essentially let it slip that she alerted TMZ. In the clip of the deposition, Heard was stating that she tried to warn Depp of the divorce before she filed so that he wouldn't be caught off guard. And she said, quote, "I didn't want him to find out online that I had or was about to file for divorce. I wanted him to know verbally, so I was trying to reach him through a third party to tell him." Continuing, quote, "I would like him to know that information so that he finds out about the divorce filing from some other source other than TMZ, which was alerted." And then in this deposition, Heard covered her own mouth because she realized she had just exposed herself. Vasquez then pressed her about exposing herself, but of course Heard denied telling TMZ about her divorce before she filed. Vasquez also pressed Heard about potentially giving other evidence to TMZ as well, like the video that leaked of Johnny banging up their kitchen. The kitchen video was leaked the day before Heard filed for divorce, and Vasquez asserts that TMZ now owns this clip because Amber sold it to them. Vasquez also questioned Amber Heard on how TMZ could have possibly gotten a hold of a video that was taken on Amber's cell phone, but Amber continued that she did not give the clip to the news outlet.
Johnny Depp has been a name in Hollywood since the 80s, and up until his most recent defamation case, he's been quite the mystery to the public. I'm Melissa Malati, your host, and in this video, we're going to dive into the dark past of Johnny Depp. Growing up in Kentucky to parents John and Betty Sue Depp, Johnny had a bit of an unusual childhood. He's quoted as saying that his home life was not particularly stable, secure, or safe. His mother, Betty Sue, was very verbally abusive to Johnny, his siblings, and his father John. He mentioned in the most recent trials that she had the ability to be as cruel as anyone can be, and that she was also quite violent as well. His parents were always fighting, and Johnny has been quoted as saying that once he got his guitar, he would lock himself in his room and play until it was time to sleep, something he did to escape the drama and noise. His family moved around a lot throughout his childhood. Johnny once told Oprah that he moved about 40 times throughout his childhood, which, as you can assume, probably made it hard for him to feel quite grounded and stable. "My mom liked to move a lot," he said. "One time we moved from one house to the house next door." At the young age of 11, Johnny had his first encounter with substances. He's quoted as saying, "My mother used to ask me to go and get her nerve pills. And I think I was around the age of 11 that it dawned on me that a nerve pill was calming her nerves. So I brought her her nerve pills and I took one." At such a young age, the brain is still developing and it is particularly vulnerable to the effects of mind-altering substances. It essentially primes the brain for more substance use, and it is a contributing factor to what can evolve into adult dependency. So I'm sure this starting off point paints the picture to show you how he got to the place he was at when he dated Amber Heard, where he found himself addicted to a few substances. But perhaps I'm getting too ahead of myself. Before moving to Hollywood in 1983, Johnny's parents split up after Johnny's dad had finally found his strength to leave the toxic relationship. Johnny at first had mixed feelings about this, feeling that his father had abandoned them, but as time passed, he eventually understood that his father had no choice, as he could not be in that toxicity anymore. Once Johnny began pursuing his music career in California, he met his first wife, Lori Ann Allison, and she introduced him to Nicolas Cage, whom told him to pursue acting. He found success quite early in his career, booking A Nightmare on Elm Street, and then, not long after, 21 Jump Street. But that was the beginning of his first big problem being an actor in Hollywood. He didn't want to be a teen heartthrob and featured in all the teen magazines. He felt very uneasy about the idea, and it was constantly a point of tension for him that made him want to leave 21 Jump Street throughout the years. During this time, he ended up getting a divorce from Lori and later began dating actor Sherry Lynn Fenn. Most people know her from Twin Peaks, but I know her from Gilmore Girls. She played Anna Nardini. I only just connected the dots, so your girl is still buzzing over this. He shortly after dated the very iconic Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing, and they even got engaged for 9 months. Most recently, Jennifer has gone on to comment on their relationship, stating that he was always very sweet and kind. But during their relationship, he became extremely frustrated with becoming a Hollywood heartthrob. She recalls him having periods of extreme jealousy and possible times where he had quite an ill temper, but she chalked it up to his Hollywood frustrations. After that whirlwind relationship ended, Johnny swept up Winona Ryder and they quickly became a fave Hollywood couple. Wino forever. They had a 4-year relationship that led Johnny to getting that infamous tattoo, Winona Forever, which turned into Wino Forever. Gah, why does that make me love him so much? It was this time that Johnny had cited as the darker period of his life. He did say this, however, in 2005, so I'm sure at this point in 2022, his perspective on this may have shifted slightly. This was around the time he began shooting What's Eating Gilbert Grape, which, if you have seen the movie, then you might see how it would be triggering for him knowing his upbringing. Similar to the movie, he had to take care of his mom and siblings and deal with the weight of being young and missing out on being able to be a normal teen and play. You can imagine how that might bring out the pain in him to have to relive this experience in the movie. After his relationship with Winona ended, Johnny began his second very famous relationship with model Kate Moss. In reflecting on this time, Depp has been quoted as saying, "There was a lot of liquor. I was pretty unhealthy." He has also been quoted as saying, "I never wanted to be the guy people looked at. I felt I could only be myself when I was alone, that I turned into some kind of novelty. The only way I could get through that time was to drink." During this period, Depp was arrested for trashing a hotel room at the New York Mark Hotel. In an interview for Playboy in 2004, referring to this time, he said, "I was poisoning myself with alcohol and medicating myself. I was trying not to feel things, and that's ridiculous." I find it so interesting that he uses the words poisoning myself, which shows that he is, or perhaps was, very much aware of his self-destructive ways, or the harm of his choices. It's easy to see that he clearly struggled with addictions as he continued to do them amongst knowing this. Even though Depp has talked a lot about this being a dark time, Kate Moss's view was that Johnny was still able to take care of her, something that she told Vanity Fair in 2012. For a very brief period in 1998, Johnny dated actress Ellen Barkin while they were filming Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Ellen has gone on to comment on this time, saying that she witnessed Johnny being verbally and witnessed him throw a wine bottle at the wall once. She has said, though, that she has never seen him be physically abused, but that he had bouts of violence. Here's Johnny's response to these remarks. "She wanted a proper relationship with me, and I did not want that. I didn't feel the same about her as she did me, and I suppose from that moment on, she became very, very angry." He also went on to say that Barkin just holds a grudge against him now. Following this brief relationship, I personally think it was his better years. Is this because he finally seemingly found a relationship that worked for 14 years? Johnny began dating Vanessa Paradis in 1998, and their long-lasting relationship rolled out some of the best moments of his life: the creation of the beloved character Captain Jack Sparrow in the Pirates franchise, and the birth of his 2 children, Lily Rose and Jack, among many other accolades and beloved characters that came to life in this 14-year love story. But unfortunately, this love came to an end with some speculation that Johnny's next girlfriend, Amber Heard, being the reason. Regardless of the alleged cheating, Vanessa has gone on to represent Johnny's character as someone who is known to be kind, attentive, generous, and a non-violent person and father. Says a lot. Which leads us to arguably the darkest part of Johnny's life to date: his relationship with Amber Heard. This 4-year love affair, that was also a marriage for 15 months, was said to have infidelity and violence. In this relationship that has led to what I'm sure is now going down in pop culture history as the biggest event of 2022, the court trials between Amber and Johnny. After Amber wrote a Washington Post op-ed about her domestic violence experience in 2016, Johnny Depp sued her for defamation. The trials have revealed so much that we never knew about the very private Johnny, such as the fact that he has the most interesting brain and is quite funny with his very frequent metaphor use in his everyday combos. As he was talking about having to bear his dirty laundry out for the world to see, he said, "Yes, I'm ashamed that it has to be spread on the world like peanut butter." I have to say that made me laugh. But of course, the trials have also revealed that Johnny does seemingly use some very colorful language and hurtful words when he's upset. During his years with Amber, he admitted to being addicted to an opiate called oxycodone. While filming the 4th Pirates of the Caribbean movie, Johnny hurt his back and his doctor prescribed it to him. He has been quoted as saying, "I was bit by a snake, and before you know it, that monkey is on your back to stay." He began to detox during his relationship with Amber. In 2014, Depp was also diagnosed with primary dopamine imbalance, clinical depression, ADHD, and chronic substance use disorder, including nicotine addiction. The defamation trial with Amber Heard has also revealed some dark incidences throughout their relationship, including tapes where Amber has openly admitted to hitting Depp, pictures of Depp's finger that was cut off due to a bottle that Amber allegedly threw at him, and the destruction of a private property in Australia that Depp destroyed by painting the walls and writing on the mirrors. And of course, one of the darker incidences, a darker shade of brown that is, oh boy, I make myself laugh. The time Amber pooped on Johnny's side of the bed. Bad joke. Many witnesses have shared that they heard verbal abuse from Amber and Johnny, as well as witnessed some of their very destructive fights. She called him old, and he calls her soon to be ugly and talentless. And then they get really ugly with each other. A quote from witness Io Tillett Wright. Since Amber's Washington Post op-ed, Johnny has lost many franchise deals, including Pirates of the Caribbean and the Fantastic Beasts franchise. But despite that, witnesses have claimed that he has since been doing much better. Supposedly, he doesn't drink much anymore at all, and that he's been living a sober life. Awesome. Well, sometimes you have to embrace the storm and wait for it to pass, and often the sun will come out again. Honestly, it sounds like for most of Johnny's life, he has been living in a storm. So hopefully this relationship has finally helped him have enough of the storm, or in his words, hopefully he has finally stopped poisoning himself with substances and people, and he's finally allowing himself to have peace.